last breath, we can either gently blink open our eyes, and we'll begin today's practice. Let's take our hands to begin, and we're going to clasp them behind our back. We're going to make a fist behind our back. I'll turn so you can see me, but keep facing forward. We're going to be trying to open the chest, pulling the shoulder blades and the elbows together behind us. So this is a nice stretch to start to open up and feel your collarbones, your shoulders, your chest, and a great counter stretch for more of a sedentary lifestyle if we're used to sitting at the computer all day or sitting for a long period of time. So feeling our shoulder blades pulling behind us, let's drop our chin to the floor and just try and release our neck and look down to the floor. Relax your shoulders down, away from your ears, and just let your head be heavy. And then on the inhale, let's bring our chin to the sky, stretching the front of our neck as we look up. And we'll do the same thing one more time. As we exhale, drop the chin, look to the floor, release, relax the head and neck, let the head be heavy. And then on our inhale, we'll look up to the sky, stretching the front of our neck. And come back down center. You can have a neutral neck and release the arms back to your thighs. We'll do one more neck stretch. We're going to take our right ear and bring it all the way over to our right shoulder. Feel a nice side neck stretch here. And then we're going to drop our chin and roll our face and chin forward, and then catch the left ear on the left shoulder on the other side. Just a half circle to the front. And doing that again, half circle back over to the right. One more half circle over to the left. And back over to the right. Stretching out the neck, making any movements that feel good for you today. Inhale, come back up to center. Exhale, left ear comes to left shoulder. And this time we're going to bring our chin high to the sky and drop our head and neck back. Rolling over to the right. And doing a half circle to the back. Coming back to the left. Take one more at your own pace on each side, just half circles. And coming back up to center, fantastic. Breathe in with your shoulders coming nice and high, and then exhale, roll them down your spine. You can take a few shoulder rolls here. And then make sure to reverse that shoulder roll. Inhale, shoulders come up nice and high. And this time roll them forward. Exhale, release, and we'll come find tabletop position. So we're coming on our hands and our knees. Our shoulders are stacked over our hips. Our hips are over our wrists, and our hips are stacked over our knees. I'll turn to the side so you can see me. We're going to do a few slow cat and cow poses. So we're going to drop our belly for cow pose and look up to the sky. Holding here for a full inhale and exhale. Make any movements that feel good. Maybe you lean over your fingers and toes, going beyond your wrists. Starting to warm up and wake up the arms. Maybe you drop your hips back behind you. So moving in a forward and backward motion. Continuing full deep in and exhales here. And then come to a neutral spine. We'll do the same thing with cat. So dropping our chin, lifting our back up to the sky and dropping our hips. And then moving in a forward and a backward motion. Really warming up and waking up the spine here, waking up the limbs. And then come back to a neutral position. And then let's take 4 regular cat and cows with one breath. So we exhale. Drop the belly. Inhale for cat. Exhale for cow. Inhale for cat. Take one more at your own pace. One more round. And then when you're ready, we can find a neutral spine once again, still in tabletop position. You'll step our left and our right foot back. We're going to find the top of a plank. And then just slowly release and relax your body all the way down to the ground. We're going to do a few more shoulder stretches here, lying on our stomach. Take your hands out like goalposts, 2 right angles out to the sides. And so this shoulder stretch, if you have any shoulder concerns, just either skip this or just take it at your own pace. But what we're going to do is lift the fingertips of the right hand, and we're going to lift that right shoulder and press into the left shoulder here. You don't need a lot of movement to feel that stretch in the left shoulder, just as much as feels comfortable for you, working into that left shoulder. Your head can be up or you can relax it on the floor, whatever feels more comfortable. Exhale, release that down. We'll do the same thing on the left, lifting our left fingertips nice and high and pressing into our right shoulder. Holding there for a few breaths. And then coming back to center. Let's bring our arms out long behind us, palms pressing into the ground, and we're going to take locust pose. I'll turn to the side so you can see me. But locust pose, we're going to squeeze our shoulder blades back behind us, engage the core, engage the legs so much that we're lifting our arms and our legs off the ground. Really feel that back body activate. Holding, stretching, reaching our crown of our head away from our toes. Exhale, release. You can just let your body be heavy. Maybe turn your head to one side. We're going to take locust pose one more time. So on our inhale, activate the legs, activate the core, lift the shoulders up off the ground, lift the legs off the ground. Pull the crown of the head away from the shoulders, away from the toes, lifting all of our limbs up. Hold for one more breath, and then exhale, release. Relax our head and body onto the ground. Maybe turn your head to the opposite side. And then we'll come back up through tabletop, and we'll find downward facing dog. Pressing our hips up high to the sky. Pressing through the L's of our hands, releasing and relaxing our shoulder, relaxing our neck and head, lifting the hips up nice and high. If you'd like to make any movement with the legs, pedaling out the feet, you can do that. Waking up the hamstrings here. And then when you're ready, walk or hop up to the top of your mat, and then we'll just slowly roll up to a standing mountain pose. Take a few deep breaths here, standing at the top of our mat. Inhale, we'll bring our arms up overhead, stretching, reaching nice and tall to the sky. Exhale, we're going to forward fold. Folding over our legs, you can have a gentle bend in your knees if you need. Half pressing our hands into our shins or maybe our thighs. Exhale, lower the hands back down to the ground and step back into the top of a push-up plank position. Here we're going to lower to the ground, lift up for cobra. Exhale back to the ground, and then go up through tabletop or just press all the way up to downward facing dog. On our inhale, we're going to raise our right leg to the sky, and we're going to bring it up into a low lunge in between the hands. Drop that back knee. Right leg in front of us is bent and our knee is going directly over our toes. Our back leg is on the ground, and let's inhale, raising our arms up to the sky. You can just simply raise them to the sky, or maybe you add a little bit of a back bend here. Exhale, let's bring our hands down to heart center. Twist over to the right. We can stay right here in this low twist, or if you like to bring your left elbow to the right knee, you have that option. Deepening the twist here. Pressing those hands together. Maybe you look over to the right. And inhale, coming back through center. Inhale, arms come up again. Let's take one more nice back bend here in this low lunge. Exhale, back through center. Plant those hands, and then we're gonna lift the back heel up, and we're gonna find a high lunge. So our right leg is bent, our left leg is back and straight behind us, and our back left heel is high to the sky. We're sinking deeply through those legs. The wider our legs are, the more challenging this will be. If this is too difficult, you can always walk your legs in and have a shorter stance. But we're here in high lunge. Feel that front quad activate. Over one more breath. And then step forward to the top of your mat. Finding Tadasana, mountain pose. Take one round of breath here. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side. Inhale, raising our arms up to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, pressing our hands into our shins or maybe our thighs. Exhale, lower the arms back to the floor, and then step to the back. Step our legs back to the top of a push-up position, plank pose. Lower the body down. Press up through cobra or maybe down dog this time. And exhale, pressing back to downward facing dog. We'll do the same thing on the left, so lifting our left leg nice and high to the sky, stepping it through in between our hands, and drop that back leg, find your low lunge. Check in with our hips facing forward, knee going directly over the toes, and when you're ready, let's inhale our arms up to the sky. Take an optional back bend here, squeezing the legs together as we reach back behind us. Coming back through center, lowering our arms to prayer pose, and let's twist this time over to the left. You can stay right here, twisting to the left, or maybe drop that right elbow down, lift the left elbow high to the sky, and press your hands together. Deepening that twist. Feeling our legs still squeezing together, feeling that front left leg rooting through the floor. One more breath here. Then when you're ready to unwind, coming back through center. Maybe take one more back bend. Inhale, reaching to the sky. Exhale, reaching back. And then plant those hands down in front of you. Lift up the back leg, nice and high. And then come to a high lunge. Left leg is bent, right leg is back straight behind us, and our heel is high. Feel those legs work. Drop your shoulders away from your ears, but reach your fingertips all the way up to the sky. One more breath here. And then exhale, step that back leg to meet the front leg up to the top of our mat. Take a few breaths in Tadasana, mountain pose. Feel your feet rooting through the ground. Feel the crown of your head reaching towards the sky. Inhale, lifting our arms to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, stepping back to plank. And then just lower our knees down to the floor, and we're going to take child's pose here. So our hips are wide, our toes are pointing together, and we're reaching our body down towards the ground. You can relax your head and neck, maybe your chin or forehead rests on the floor. Arms are reaching wide in front of us. And then we'll come back up. So this time we're going to come back up on top of our knees. I'll turn to the side so you can see me. And we're going to take camel pose. So for camel, we're going to take our hands and place them on our low back. And this is a back bend. So rooting down through our knees and making our legs nice and strong. Then we're going to inhale and lift up and back. Take this back bend right here. Or if you'd like, and it's in your practice to take full camel, maybe you reach all the way back towards your heels and drop your head back behind you. Pushing our hips forward, coming back up, and then let's take child's pose again. Let your knees go out wide, toes come together, and reach down towards the floor. Take child's pose for 3 breaths. Inhale, let's come back up through tabletop position. And we're going to take a lizard lunge. So we'll take our right leg and we'll step it a little bit wider than the mat. You can scoot your back leg back a little bit if you'd like to get deeper into this stretch. But even though our right leg is wider than the mat, our knees are still going directly over our toes. This is a nice wide lunge where we can really work deep into the hip. You can stay right here high on our arms, or if you'd like to take your arms maybe down lower to the ground, you have that option. That will definitely work deeper into the hip. So feel how far you want to go today. Hold for 5 full breaths. So start to slow your breath a little bit. You can feel free to close your eyes or soften your gaze to the floor. If your arms are low, take them back up high and bring your right leg back to tabletop position. And we'll do the same thing with the left. Taking lizard lunge on the left, we're going to take our leg a little bit wider than the mat, staying in this low lunge. Check in with our knee, make sure it's going directly over our toes, and we can stay high right here. Or if you'd like to take your arms a little bit lower, feel free to do that. Relax into this position. Breathe into any space that might feel uncomfortable. And you can gently close your eyes or soften your gaze, and we'll take 5 breaths here. Really breathing into this deep hip stretch. Your arms are low, start to bring them up a little bit higher. We'll find tabletop position, and then come sit. Find an easy seat on your mat. Once you're situated, let's actually lie all the way back. We're going to lie onto our mat, and we're going to bring our legs in nice and close to our body, bringing our legs to our chest, and maybe wrap your arms around your legs, making a nice small ball with your body. If you'd like to make any movements from left to right, massaging your low back, or maybe some small circles. And then let's take our arms out wide to our sides, and we're going to drop our hips over to the left. Get a nice twist here. Our head and neck can be facing up to the sky, or maybe you drop it over towards the right shoulder. Coming back up through center, take 1 breath here, and then drop your knees over to the right. Maybe you look over your left shoulder. Coming back up through center. Make any final movements that feel good to you before we take our Shavasana. And if if you're ready for Shavasana, we're lying on our back. Our legs are long, our arms are long beside us. Maybe our palms are facing up to the sky, and you can gently close your eyes here. Trying to release and relax every muscle of the body, and just notice how we feel here. Maybe do a mental scan of your body, starting at the crown of your head, working your way all the way down to the tips of your toes. Try and release the muscles of your face, your shoulders, your arms, your back, all the way down to your legs and your toes. Start to come back into your breath. Maybe you bring some movement back to your limbs. And roll over to one side. Take your time as you work your way to a seated position. Let's take our hands to our heart. Namaste.